For the past several years, I go downstairs in our building to our preschool to read a story with the children every Friday morning as part of their Shabbat celebration. It's always some kind of Jewish story related to a holiday or Jewish theme or something like that. And I always like to read on the Friday before Passover this book called Dayenu by Rosalind Schilder. And I read this book because it's an excellent portrayal of the Seder itself, the different parts of the Seder, and explains it in a fun kind of way. And there are great pictures in it as well. So the book itself is great, but there's a personal family connection with the author of the book as well, because Rosalind Schilder happens to be my wife's aunt. Her great aunt, her father's sister, one of her father's sister. And I like, and the people who are mentioned in the book are real people. They are my wife's first cousins, and I'm in the book as well. And so that, after I read the story to the kids and then I explain that, they're always fascinated by that, wait a second, books aren't real, but there's real people in the book. It's fascinating. But it's bittersweet this year because my father-in-law passed away just the day after Rosh Hashanah, and this will be the first Passover that my wife will experience without her father around the table with us. And so reading this story about members of her family highlight the idea of what Passover is all about. There are a lot of themes that are related to the holiday, but they all stem from the idea that the family comes around together around the Passover Seder table to experience together once again the liberation of our ancestors from Egypt and reliving that story and making it modern and relevant to our lives today in 2019. And so family comes together to celebrate another year in which over 3,000 years we've been observing the Passover holiday, but recognizing that the seats around the table dwindle as the years go by. And so as we come together as family, we support one another, we mourn together around the table, remembering the place that the person or people who are no longer there had in our lives, and we pray that their presence will always be with us. Though physically they aren't with us anymore, we pray that their souls and their spirit will continue to be a source of blessing for us and a source of inspiration. And so the very first holiday, always, after the death of a loved one, is always emotionally difficult. But thank God, most of us have other family members with us to be able to help us through. And as we go through, we recognize that this is the cycle of life, and we hope and pray that we'll have many more years of health, happiness, and meaning, not just this Passover, but for Passovers to come. Chag Sameach.